Hello, and welcome back to A Foreborn Life. We are doing Vlogmas. So just like Thanksgiving comes up, Thanksgiving has to come down. I'm going to take this and switch it out because I do have Christmas dishes. And because we eat out of plates every day, I don't use paper plates. We don't use any paper dishes because I feel like when we do that, we are hurting the planet. So I like to use glass, and I'm going to switch out my napkin rings for these Christmas napkin rings. And take away, this is some Lenox fine china that we bought at an auction. And it's really fine, and I really love it, and I love the color. So we're going to put this all away, and all of this goes back into my mahogany cabinet. If you would like to see some of the dinnerware that I have, you can watch the video of what is in my mahogany cabinet, and it shows you a lot of the dinnerware and plates and things that I have. Because if you look around, you can find some really nice things at a lesser price. And you know, it's a little different if you go to an antique store as opposed to a thrift store. Now, you can go to an antique store if you are looking for a particular item, or if you're just trying to train your eye to notice those things that you wouldn't normally see. So I like to go to antique stores, and sometimes I do find some things that are reasonably priced at an antique store, and then sometimes you don't. I really don't want to break these. So the fall decor is gone from my dining room table, and I'm going to leave some of the glassware and the silverware. All of that is going to stay out, and I'm going to change my runner and put out my Christmas plates. And one of the things I want to share with you is this platter. You don't have to spend a lot of money. For those who are out there and you think you don't have a lot of money, but if you have some time, you can go to Goodwill, estate sales, yard sales, and you can find some really great things. Okay, so I paid $3 for this, and look, it says made in Italy, and it's number 40 out of 7,985. That's usually what that little those numbers mean. If you're into painting, you'll know that if there's a painter or a artist made a certain amount of those drawings or prints, they would put a number on it. But anyway, this is going to be the centerpiece of my tablescape. So I don't like having all of my table runners, tablecloths in a drawer that you have to try to unfold them, trying to locate where they're at. So I like to use pant hangers, and I hang these up in my linen closet. And so these are my different table runners that I have. I'm not sure which one that I like, which one I'm going to use. I have another one I'm missing. It's just a Merry Christmas. I think I used the Merry Christmas last year. I might try this one this year. And so it's good to have different table runners. This is a more traditional one, but it's good to have different table runners so that you can switch out, because this is another way to cheaply change the way your table looks without buying new stuff every year. This cloche, this came from an estate sale, and unfortunately I had two of them, but one of them got broken, and my intent was to put them outside, but they're so beautiful and it's an antique, I just couldn't put it outside, so I end up using it inside. Now my Christmas table runners, I did not make these. I did not make these table runners. Oh, maybe I should have put down my red tablecloth. I might change this, but for now we're just going to start off like this, because sometime as the Christmas goes on, you're like, I think I want to change that. And these acorns, they came out of from my backyard. Okay. And so we're going to put this back here. This beautiful, I don't know, I think it might be, what do they call it? Not silver overlay, but what do they call it? Silver plated. But this beautiful crystal picture with my husband bought this, and he was going to try to sell it, but nobody wanted it. So guess who gets to keep it? And I also have another, this is a great crystal picture that he also purchased. And I think he got these we were at an antique auction, and he had them posted and nobody wanted them. We had a yard sale, nobody wanted them. So guess who gets to keep them? Me. I'm not sure what I'm gonna sit in the center there. Okay, and so I have these wonderful vintage napkins, and I think I'm going to use those napkins. And every time I see one that's a Christmas one, I pick it up. And so I think I'm going to use these instead. So this is where I keep my plates. Now I also, because we do not use paper plates, I have everyday Christmas plates that go in the kitchen. So I'm going to pull these out, and these are what we will use every day in the month of December for Christmas. I used to always use these for my children, and they just thought it was so special that Mom would pull out the snowman plates, and they would eat on those every day for breakfast and dinner. So these are my Christmas plates. I used to keep this paper in between them so that they don't get damaged. But these are not anything fancy. Tabletops Unlimited, microwave safe, made in China. I purchased these also when my children were much smaller. Not pumpkin. These pineapple chargers, I love these. They are so versatile. I can use them in so many different ways. But I am going to be using these under my Christmas plates. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more to the table. We're going to take I have a red tablecloth, and so I think just to make the table stand out a little bit more and still show the wood, I'm thinking about trying this. We're going to see how this looks. So I took some little balls and I put them on a string, and I like to tie them on the light that's in my dining room. I always like to have a cute little plate on the table that's sitting upright. And this one is Johnson's Brothers, made in England. It's just a cute little saucer with the Christmas scene on it. So I'm going to switch out my plate stand to this little smaller one. You can see the difference because I had my fall plate on the big one, and now I'm going to put this little Christmas plate on that. Let's switch that out. Yes, nice and cute. So this is the Christmas layout for now. But I'm pretty pleased with it right now. You see, I changed out my lady's her headgear. That was a little vase from my daughter. It's for plants, but I don't use it for plants. Not real plants anyway. So this table cost me $125. And you can see you can get another chair right here. There's more space to put more chairs. So it will actually seat 8 comfortably. And when Rooms to Go was in our Midtown area, they were very, very inexpensive. So I brought this nice wood mahogany table for $125, and it's super heavy. When they moved to our north side, the prices like increased. And I went up to the manager and I was like, hey, because that was like my go-to place if I wanted some new current furniture and I wanted it to be real wood and not pressed board. That is where I would go. And so they changed the prices, and you cannot find a table. You could not find a table like this for $125 anymore. This chair right here, I still haven't done it. If you haven't noticed in my videos, one chair has a white cover on it and one doesn't. I'm making slip covers for these chairs. We purchased these from this auction when we were in our early 20s. We found out that we didn't like pressboard furniture, and so we bought these 2 chairs. Originally, they were in our living room at our first house, but then we switched them to our dining room. This buffet came from, like I said, I'm still not finished decorating, but this buffet here came from a thrift store. It's called Joey's Thrift Mall, and I paid $125 for this. Of course, it's got a little bit of, wear and tear. It's old, but I don't mind like the scratches and those things that are on it because it's a great buffet. It reminds me of my mom. We had a buffet in our dining room when I was growing up. Now, these 2 pieces on the end of this, I call this my whole buffet area. These were actually also from Joey's Thrift Mall, but they go to a set of bookcases. I bought 3 bookcases, and this was the lower half of the bookcase, and there's an upper half. So When we moved into this house, I decided I did not want all those bookcases together. And so I was just moving stuff around, and I put one bookcase here and one on the other end, and I just couldn't believe my good fortune, because it gave me a way to display all of my beautiful blue and white dishes. One day we'll hopefully, well, maybe since I'm doing Vlogmas, I'll go through what is actually in these cabinets. And then these blue tassels here, they came from my favorite antique store that closed down. It was called 1617 on Winton, and they closed down. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate. These green lamps also are a purchase from Joey's Thrift Mall. I paid $30 for these green lamps. I did change the lamp shade that was on them. This beautiful bird plate, I bought it when we lived in Colorado, and it was $3.95 at Goodwill. We use this every Sunday, and my husband is so afraid that he's gonna drop and break it. But I like to be fancy because we still set the table for breakfast on Sunday mornings, and we use this. We use it for our toast and waffles, because usually on Sundays, my daughter and my grandchildren, they come over for breakfast, and so we have a formal sit down and eat breakfast in the morning. This mirror here was a $5 find from a thrift store. It's moved all around. It used to be outside in the shed in my husband's office, but then I bought it inside when I noticed it matched my buffet. Clock here is a vintage clock. This clock is a vintage cast iron clock. The way that I purchased this clock was a family. The sister had gotten really old, and her house, she was really a hoarder, and the house was so full of antiques and things, and they didn't have enough money to put her in a nursing home, so they were selling off everything that was in the home. And this is one of the things that I found. I was actually pregnant when I was going through this hoarder house. I mean, you literally had to dig through stuff just to find anything. She never threw away newspapers. She didn't throw away. She had a room full of newspapers. She had a room full of milk cartons. I mean, and it was a huge house. But anyway, I found this clock, and it winds up. Okay, so the door is broken off of it, but that's okay. And I have the key, and I used to wind it up. And I think one of my daughters wound it up too tight one time, and so it stopped working. But I plan on getting it fixed, but it is cast iron. It's super heavy and very, very old. And I only paid $50 for it, and it's worth a lot more than that. I've already talked about my pictures on the wall, and I plan on changing these curtains out. I have some green curtains that I've been wanting to try. The only thing is that I don't have the proper hooks to go on it, because you see these are modern curtains, and they have the grommet holes in it, and I want to put up some green curtains that I found at Goodwill. So now we're going to go outside and put up some lights. Thank you for coming back and watching my vlog. I hope you'll come back tomorrow. I hope that this video gave you some ideas on how you can decorate inexpensively. You know, go to thrift stores, antique stores, estate sales, yard sales, and if they have antique auctions, go to those. My husband and I, we started going to antique auctions when we were in our 20s, when we found out that the furniture we had put so much money into was pressboard and it wasn't going to last, and we started buying antiques. So you don't have to have a lot of money to make your house look great. Actually, whatever you do to your home, if it's filled with love, that's the best kind of home to have. So I hope you'll come back tomorrow. I have another vlog. I'm gonna keep decorating my house. You know, it's great if you can do it all at once, but I'm just not that type of person anymore where I can just get it all out at once. So I just do it day by day, and then by Christmas, the house will be decorated, because that's all that really matters. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss my next video. Thank you for watching.